Hello everyone, super excited today and guess what? First of all, I have one of my favorite people in the studio. And then second, because it's not only going to be unfiltered but also educative. So if you haven't subscribed on this channel, I don't know what you're looking for. But if you feel like this is the right place, please you're welcome home. Do not forget that we are welcoming sponsorship on this podcast. Of course, we need you. Or what shall I start? Like on my right or on my left?
Pinky people.
Picky, picky. Let me choose my
That
color. Is it racism?
Colorism. Colorism.
Colorism. Yes. Joyce.
All right, everyone. I'm honored to be on Snap UAE,
Yes.
and it's quite exciting to have an opportunity to speak to the audience,
Yes.
and I'm excited to also learn because learning never stops, right? So a little introduction about myself. I'm Joyce Loy Chompeire. I hail from Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, and I've been in the UAE for a decade and more. And I'm looking forward to what transpires from today.
On my left, the Mzungu.
Don't do me dirty. Hello, hi guys. I'm so happy to be on Stop UAE. I'm so happy to be with fellow Ugandans on a podcast like this, a very intelligent one. So to begin with, my name is Ruth Namaganda Mutiravula. Yes, I'm Ugandan, Tanzanian.
Wow.
Don't forget that because I know. But I was raised fully in Uganda, and I'm a nurse. Studying aesthetics and laser and electrolytes. So yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that was nice. First of all, just there, like a few days ago, I was on a live video. Like I like to be on lives because sometimes I listen to people and their understanding, and then we were actually arguing with somebody, and they people have this mentality like Ugandans literally do not have like a good working environments here. But me sitting down with both of you, it reminds me that not everyone who is actually here and that is actually not doing good. When I saw her profile, and then I was like, is she really Ugandan? And then we spoke on phone. That was like, wow. So, and it's so amazing that people are actually inboxing me, like literally a lot of people, and telling me, yeah, actually, I really need to be on the podcast. I feel like people actually miss such kind of podcast, where they can actually share their ideas. It's all I've been, the Luganda thing. And by the way, I will go to Luganda to Tubagova. Mujje.
Should be a mixture of both.
Yeah, it should be.
Kanyama.
Yeah, we can. Tusobola mpola temutia nnyo. Bachali baffe bakimnana mujje tujja kwogera Oluganda. So I'm super delighted to be here. And by the way, Joyce has done a tremendous job in the Ugandan community. She's been spearheading, helping people, when it comes to mental health, me inclusive, and especially when it comes to the annual Miss Uganda UAE, where she stands in, come and educate the girls, try to teach them what is good and what is bad. And we really appreciate you, Joyce, for the good work you're doing, and also for taking our flag, very up.
No, definitely. One of the things that I love about UAE, just to put it out there, is you can learn anything, When I came in here and I knew that I suffered self-doubt, I suffered anxiety, stress. So I decided, why don't I get into mental health so that I'm able to support fellow Ugandans and other people out there going through the same situation like me. So if you're out there, you're not alone, and reach out,
Yeah.
reach out for support.
Yeah, let's start with the current affairs happening now. Uganda swearing in. We saw mixed emotions back in Uganda. The president coming in, and one of the most astonishing moments was the drones. are they? Like, and everyone was so excited about them. And they're like, okay, for us who are living here, it's, you know, it was so normal. But you know what was so funny? It's that everybody was taking the pictures and putting what they want, you know.
Because AI
As
is here,
usual.
you know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
Ugandans as usual.
yeah, I saw someone putting Lydia Jasmine, you know, the death. And then Bebe Cool Sasura Gravity.
Yeah. Ugandans are creative.
I was like, wow,
Should give
this
it
is
to us.
amazing. But and then the biggest question is, where is Janet Museveni? Like, this is what they, you know,
Actually, talk about it now. Now that you talk about it,
everyone
I
is been
didn't
asking
see
that.
her, and even when you look at the after party, the
Yeah.
one in Monyonyo, you can see so many people. Which is so many people that I've never seen.
Yeah.
There are 3 different girls that I saw that were moving around, like
Mm.
security people, and I've never seen these faces. I don't even know where they
But
fall.
me, one of
But-
the most important timing was when Natasha was actually holding Mzee's hand.
Mm.
You know, it felt so spiritual. You know, I have a feeling that she's Mzee's best
Favorite.
child. Yeah, like favorite child.
Possible.
It can happen, but you see the thing about parenting, you are a parent, you know what I mean. Normally there is that confinement, that one child you confine in, you know. So maybe at that point of time, Natasha was there for him.
Exactly.
Give it to her.
And then the other moment I saw was when my favorite person in that family, Muhozi, was giving is it Ngabi to the president? I was like, wow, you know, like, why didn't God actually give us leadership too? I felt
Really?
amazing. And then the people who attended the show, did you guys see the drama about Kenzo?
No, I actually didn't
You
see
didn't
it.
see?
But I heard people talking about it somehow.
Yeah.
Like I saw people talking about
But it
it.
was AI.
Apparently
Oh.
it was AI, but we don't know if it is AI or
No,
it's
it
a
was
reality.
AI.
You see, these days it's very hard to differentiate
tell.
AI and something that is real, you know, because they're saying they took him away from sitting with the wife in the minister's tent. But
Oh
we
my
don't know
God.
whether it's the truth or not, you know. These
Yeah.
days you have to discern yourself from
Yeah.
what is real and
Yeah.
what is not. So
That's true.
that's why sometimes I don't want to comment on things because
But
you don't know what
yeah.
is real and what
Exactly,
is not.
yeah.
But did you see someone? Did you see
Yes,
Honorable J.J. Adam when he came in? He came in with 2
No.
Indians, and I
No.
was like, okay.
No, I saw
Okay.
the ambassador of UAE, and that was
Ah,
for me.
that's
That was
amazing.
that was an amazing thing. I
Thing
saw the
to see.
ambassador of UAE going, and by the way, even the ambassador Zake also is in the country currently. So it was so amazing. And then the after party was so beautiful. I saw Juliana Kanyomozi. Do you guys agree with me that actually Juliana is aged right now? Like,
She is.
She
yeah.
has aged gracefully.
yeah,
Oh, she's so fine.
She's
She-
like fine wine.
She's
you
really
know?
fine. My God,
I
but those
saw
women
her.
are actually growing so well. Look at Cindy. Look at all of them. Irene.
Yeah.
Irene, yeah.
They're
But
so
but for
good.
me, the ugliest moment is when I saw Sesha Mayanja, and I actually
Okay,
posted it on my status, and I was like, okay, what is she actually doing? Because like Sesha keeps confusing us. She has made a party. Against kuimba. Like I feel like she's so confused, you know.
I don't know. I feel like she kind of failed somewhere, and she's trying to, she's trying to pull on.
She needs an
strings.
advisor.
She's trying
But I
to
think
do
also
that.
sometimes when you're out of the limelight, when you come back,
Exactly.
sometimes how do you get in?
Mm.
You see, people find it very hard to fit in. I don't know.
And that's the reason
she's
why we
trying to
actually
find-
need managers, you know.
the
But
PRs.
yes, but the most amazing thing is the presidents who came from all over the world. The president of Egypt, you know,
Yeah.
Congo, Sudan, you know, and then people were actually criticizing, saying that the president that who came there, they are weak president. Like, I was like,
Weak.
wow.
So are they sure we beat Egypt? Like, do people read?
And talking about the president of Egypt, he's actually moving all over East Africa. I think he
Right.
has a very good move, you know.
He's building connection.
Connection.
With everything that has been happening.
Yeah, exactly. But it was such a good thing. But again, it brought a lot of mixed emotions on TikTok itself, because now we're seeing TikTokers coming out. You know the NRM and the people power people. People still don't believe if I say that I don't have a party. Me, I just look like I don't have. So people were having mixed feelings, and everyone was actually saying whatever they want, you know. But the most annoying part is one person who actually was saying a lot of bitter words. But to me, I feel like it's not good choice, you know. Like even if you are a person who has like a platform in a community, you should mind what you say. You know, you can start saying, oh, you know, you guys, you know, it's not good. You know.
No,
But
it's
you
not
see,
right,
you see one
know?
thing you also realize,
Mm.
you back me up, is sometimes people talk about things they don't know. You know,
Mm.
you find
100%.
someone commenting about
Mm.
things happening in the UAE, but
They're
they've
not in the
never even
UAE.
been in the UAE.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they have the assumption.
Mm.
You've not heard of people who say in, like, for example, UAE abantu baba enslaving
Yeah.
tebaina
It is
milimo.
modern day slavery.
You know, and
yeah,
then
I know.
you see, you find a person who tells you their career and they tell you bali munansing nenga muna
Exactly.
Uganda.
Imagine.
But then you find someone who says bana Uganda tibasobola kufuna mirimu gya
Kufuna mirimu
nursing.
gya
No,
Now,
this is what
Uganda-
they told me when I came.
That is
Nigga,
what they-
I
you
know
know.
certificate. Yeah,
No,
DHA.
yeah, I'm licensed. Like they used to tell me. Actually, the first statement I used to get was they told me 100%. I was told I should get a caregiver certificate. I should do CNA if I
Mm.
want to be into nursing.
Imagine.
I'm like, why would I be a CNA if I studied more than that?
exactly.
Then they tell you can only be a nanny.
Mm.
Like these are things they limit
You
you.
remember when
I'm like,
I've been speaking this on my
why?
different podcasts, like we have that bandwagon in ours, you
Mm.
know, that is always invested in our heads.
Mm.
No, but it's also the mindset, Ashley,
Yeah,
to be
and I
honest. People
swear.
have the mindset of you cannot be more than a housekeeper. You can,
You can- this is
because
it.
that is what they've seen.
Mm.
Mm.
I keep saying you cannot live a life you've not experienced. You cannot talk about a life you've not experienced.
Mm.
You can't fully talk about Burj Khalifa when you've never been in Burj Khalifa.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So it
Mm.
is the same thing with us.
Yeah.
Ugandans, some Ugandans, I'll not say all because
Mm.
we are here.
Of course.
Some Ugandans have the mindset, if you go to UAE, you can only be a maid, you can only be a driver,
That
you
is
can
where
only
you
be
stop.
a cleaner, you can only...
Yes.
Yet you can go beyond that.
Exactly.
Even-
Even if
like,
it's your
you can
starting
do more.
point, you can go beyond
Exactly.
we've all started from
sad.
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, above you, I mean, after Uganda, we went to Kenya. Okay, I was so interested in Kenya this time around, but
Okay.
the most, you know, like me, I'm one person who like watches the East Africa,
Okay.
the whole of East Africa. For me, I feel I'm not a Ugandan, but I'm an East African.
100%.
Like I need to know what's
Amazing,
happening in
of course.
Tanzania. I need to know what's
Mhm.
happening in Rwanda. I need to know what is happening in Somalia. I am invested in these countries.
Mm.
And then, did you guys know that Macron was in Kenya?
Of course.
Really?
He was cooking,
Yes.
he was
Oh.
running, he was...
So
Yeah.
he was sent. I remember there is this TikToker. I don't know if you've seen that guy who keeps moving around and greeting people.
Mm.
Then he says, "I'm American."
Yeah.
The last time he met him,
Yeah.
he told me, "Go to Kenya.
Yeah.
When you go to Kenya, change it."
No, but he
So
was in
I thought
Kenya.
it's a joke.
No, he has been in Kenya before. So he came to Kenya 7 years ago.
Okay.
This is the second time he's coming. But according to the what the blogs have been seeing, he's trying to build back the friendship between Africa and France. Because we know after colonization, everything went aside. But the biggest drama is when he stood up and told people to keep quiet. Did you see that?
How can he do that?
Oh my God!
In Kenya,
You see?
of all
You see?
countries.
Did you see?
No, in Kenya, of all
I didn't
countries.
see that part. I think the video that I watched was more of showing the good things he was doing.
No,
the
now you
cooking,
need
the
to
running. Nah, I
You need to
didn't
go
into
back
that.
online and see when people. It was a conference, right? And people were talking. He stood up and said, "Hello, everybody. It is very abusive to be here and make noise when people who are very inspiring are talking." No, it
Oh
was
my
mixed
God.
feelings on
So he was
social
He
media.
was a teacher.
Yes, because people were saying like, can a Ugandan or Kenyan president do the same when
In
he's in France?
No, they can't.
No, they
It's
can't.
very disrespectful, I would say.
You can't.
No, he can't do what he did. Like, it's
So
not
you
right.
think that it wasn't good?
No, you see, the mere fact that they were sent away from Guinea-Bissau recently
Mm.
by Traore,
Mm.
now they're suddenly coming to Kenya.
Mm.
Of course, that is already fishy.
Mm.
So if I cannot do the same thing in your country, why do you do it? in
So
my
actually,
country?
the event is called France Africa Focus.
No.
So he's
Yeah.
going to Uganda.
No.
I don't know, but he was
Oh,
in
no.
Uganda, he was in Kenya, and
Oh, no.
they brought all artists from all over East Africa.
Okay.
In Uganda, were represented by Jose Chameleone, but
Of course.
I felt Baraka was supposed to be there.
Talk
Like,
about
I felt,
it. He needs
yeah.
the platform.
Yeah,
He's,
And,
he's
uh,
young.
He's really done amazing this year.
yeah,
No,
he's
he's
done.
good. And
That's
he's an
why-
East African
and
baby.
he's coming.
Mm.
Yeah, he is coming. Then in Tanzania,
Are you organizing him?
no, I can't actually afford him. I
Baraka
can't.
is really high
Yeah,
value right
it's
now.
expensive right now. And then in Tanzania, they brought Nandi and his
Oh.
husband. Yeah.
Okay.
And then and Ali Kiba too. He had the best performance with
Oh,
Bien.
he has to. I love him.
You know, I feel like, sometimes I feel like Bien and Alikiba, they're East African biggest
Artists.
exports.
Yeah, but
Like,
no, they
but
are.
don't forget
Yeah.
Father Abraham.
Father Abraham is a very good artist, okay? But do you guys know that Bien is actually talented more than Diamond? Diamond
Yes,
knows
but
how to market.
He knows how to brand
Yeah.
himself.
And then he knows how to
ma-
perform.
Exactly.
But when it comes to like singing and
Did you
vocals,
see? Did you
Bien is
Shiba's?
good.
Sorry. Did you see Shiba's podcast when he spoke
No,
about the
I-
difference between her and Cindy? You need to see.
No, I didn't. But I've heard like
I've been
clips of
watching.
it.
I've been watching.
You've been
Shiva's-
watching?
Yeah. You know.
Now she just released the podcast yesterday.
Another one. No, I
Yes.
haven't.
Before I went to sleep, I watched it, and she said, "It is evident that Cindy sings better than me. There's no doubt about that. But
Okay.
me, first of all, I know how to do business. I know how to market. I have the funds. And where's the lie?
But
No,
you
she
see,
didn't lie.
let me throw something on that.
Mm.
I've come to a point, and take it or leave it. I've come to a point to learn that when you know something about yourself and you put it out there, people can't use it on you anymore.
Exactly.
When people start thinking
That's
that
the
when
thing.
they say, "Oh, global zogubi," yeah, and then you take it personal, you start
They
demeaning
will
yourself
always
because
bring
of what
that.
people are saying.
Yeah.
They will always use that because now they know your hurting
That's your
point.
weakness.
Uh-huh.
No.
Now, if she
Right.
came out, I haven't
And she
watched
said,
it, but
um,
if she came out,
then
and
no
please
one
don't get
can
me
use it
wrong, it's not
against
like
her.
I'm a supporter for Shiba.
Mm.
I love Cindy, and I love Shiba.
Okay.
I
thought you were
love
taking
Cindy.
No,
sides.
me too.
I'm not taking sides.
Sounds
I'm
right.
not taking sides, but I love their music.
Yeah.
But if she has come out, I'm just giving it like a hint for anyone out there. You have something and people use it against you, like blackmail and all that. If she has come out now to really be clear and say, guys, me, I know how to make money. I know how to brand myself. Yes, maybe the voice. Sometimes I sing and
There's
know.
so many
She
like
even
that,
spoke about
actually.
marriage. Sure.
So the truth
She
is,
said why she's ready to be married even at 10. For her, she says for her love is emotions. Like
so
what-
she's changing her mindset from what
You
she
know-
used to say
you know
about
the
Now you
never
guys
getting
need to
married.
understand
No,
Shiba
do you know the
before.
statement they say? They say you cannot shame the shameless.
Yeah.
That is a statement.
It
You
is.
cannot shame her.
And it's
If she
real.
already said it. You can't
Yeah.
use it against
Let me
her.
tell you something.
That's
Me,
it.
what I feel like Shiba is this kind of a person who believes in herself no matter what, and whatever you say, keep it there. You know,
And she's growing.
Yeah.
Let me just put it
Whatever
out there. She's
season.
growing.
Yeah.
Because maybe at that point of time, that's how she felt about men.
Exactly.
And now
the more she
her
grew,
look on how men are or how they are treating her is different.
exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, that is my perception about it.
No,
you
it's
know, that's my
possible. And
opinion.
also
Yeah.
maturity. Maybe she reached self-actualization and then she
You can
started
reach a
seeing
point where
things
you say, I'm
differently.
done with men.
Yeah.
Men have treated me this way and this way. We
And then
talked
you
about
see-
this, right?
Yeah.
And then you get a man who sweeps you off your feet and treats you well, and you get
And
married.
you're like,
And
oh.
10 years, people are like, how is she married for
And
10
you're like,
years? Yet
No. But that's not the reason. But that's not the reason. That's not what Shiba is talking about. You guys misunderstood Shiba from the beginning. I feel
Okay.
like I'm a person.
I'm not going to agree with that. Everyone will understand her in their own way. You will understand her your own way. I will understand her my way. You will all
Okay, let
understand.
me explain to you how I understood her.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Shiba didn't say that she's not interested in having being married or partner, but she only said that for her, even if she's going to have it, it's going to be very, very it's going to be very emotionally intelligent. You know, like it's not something that she has to throw it out there, and that's why she said even if she gets married to even as a fourth wife or fifth or even 10th wife, she doesn't mind. What she minds is the relationship between her and that person. What I understand from her is that Shiba is intelligent when it comes to relationships. She's not this person who wants to be like this, you know. And they even posed her a question about being gay, and you know what she said? She said for her she loves everybody. So anyway, the good thing, we've spoken about Shiba's podcast. You know, there was a lot of criticism about Shiba's podcast. You know, when people do podcasts, the mindset of Ugandans, okay, it is very weak sometimes.
Yes.
And
We all have different mindsets. This podcast, someone is going to perceive it differently because
Yeah.
that is where their mindset
Exactly.
is. And
exactly.
then someone else is going to learn something from it. That is their mindset towards it. So people have different mindsets. We shouldn't say Ugandans. That is
Okay.
crucifying us, you know.
So the mindset, people's mindset is really, really funny, and everyone takes things according to the way they want.
Exactly, according to their perception. So.
Yes. So when Shiba came out with the podcast, it was mixed emotions. Like everyone was like, "How is she doing a podcast when she's she's a big celebrity?" But we have seen big celebrities doing podcasts.
True.
There are very many actually. There are very, very
There's so
many.
many.
So people feel like when you do a podcast, you're actually broke. Maybe you're going to get money out of the podcast. So someone commented on my podcast and said, "Wabula wakoze emirimu mingi." I was like, wow.
How about
So maybe they're looking
what
for
if
money.
they see my CV?
Exactly.
Yeah, because I've done makeup artistry. I worked in a supermarket. I've worked in home care. I've worked with bedside. I've done what haven't I done? If we are talking about jobs, I've ever worked with someone who was a dating coach.
I've even sold sambusa when I was young.
Oh, I sold fruits.
Yeah.
Morgan Akuminim, let me also say,
Yeah.
I worked for my mother, sold.
Okay.
Let me call it hawking, because we
Of
used to
course.
move those products. If you know Maganjoy,
Yeah.
those
Yes.
products, they make the soya products, meaning we had to hawk them in supermarkets to get Katari, right? The market and sells. And then I worked in a supermarket, one of the people that we used to supply. Then I worked as a marketing assistant in one of the resort gardens in Uganda. I worked in insurance. I worked in selling
my God.
selling satellite internet in Uganda at
Yeah.
Raite. Then I moved to the UAE. I did sales with Apparel Group. I went into being an educator. I am a coach, career coach.
You're
I'm a
selling
mentor.
perfumes.
I'm a perfume seller. My own brand is called Rafiki Scents.
Yeah.
I'm a mother. I'm a wife.
That's a lot.
So actually, people
No, yeah.
actually feel like when you have a podcast, it's all about making
job.
money. But it is true. Podcast, yes, there is money. Because imagine yesterday when I was watching Shiba's podcast, it had already gone up to 3,000. That's money, baby.
Yeah.
That's money coming on YouTube. So it's that's how our Ugandans are. But just right there, as we were speaking about Shiba and relationships and everything, let's talk about relationships with for established women. I feel like over the time,
When women are successful.
yes, established women. I feel like over the time, and this is a confession actually I want to make. This is one of the biggest hinders I'm having in life currently, and literally somebody told me about it, but I thought this person was actually joking. He told me that, Ashley, you are actually making the worst mistake leaving the father of your child. You're not going to get someone who is gonna love you, okay, just the way that he loved, because everybody who is gonna come into your life currently is gonna be a person who wants something from you. And I thought this person was actually lying. I think I was so naive enough, and then I had to pass through situations. You know about it.
But did you leave the father of your child because you wanted, or because there are some circumstances that made you?
There were some circumstances, but again, I want to say that I was still young. So sometimes I always say that if at all, let's say I was with him right now, things would be different. Because right now there are things literally that I can't actually take them like, it's important. But then I was still young. Everything would be like, why? But now it would be like, okay, chill it. You understand what I'm saying? So now the biggest hinder, and I thought it was only me until I came across her video. She was doing an interview with somebody, and she was also saying the same thing. So I was like, okay, this is actually a problem for everyone. And the worst of it is that when women clock 30, the men who come in their lives are about 28, 27. That's the most annoying part. And then society comes to judge these women. Oh, you're actually dating a man who is younger than you. You get my point, because I would be like, maybe I'm 31 or 32, but I look like 35. So a man who comes to me like 28, people will be like, oh, she's dating a younger boy. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, she's facilitating the guy. Even though probably you're not even doing so, But then they'll do that.
That is the assumption.
You understand? So what do you think? What do you think we should do?
For me, I think I'm going to say two things first. The first one, and I also want to hear your opinion.
Of course.
So my
I
first
will.
one is, when you leave a relationship, for me, I believe it's for the good. When I look back at the relationships I got out of, it was for my good, because where I am, maybe I wouldn't be, you know. The second thing about relationships when you're established, oh my God, that one I know for sure. I've met, I'm part of a group, there are about 21 women, and we speak about these things, about relationships, about marriage, and most of them are really established. They are these women in finance, and one of their biggest problem is men. She gets a partner and they're about to get married, and she finds out this person has a wife and has kids, and the person didn't open up in the beginning. So you find that these women resort to getting men that they can just pass time with. And most of these men they can pass time with are men who are younger, because some of these young men also don't want to work these days, you know. They just want to sit home and take care of the home, and this woman goes to work. And then you find, like what Ashley just mentioned right now, you find some men who are established but they are young. You're 35, like you've mentioned, you're 35, this guy is 29 or 28, and he has grown mature. He's mature in the mind, and he's taking care of you, he's paying the bills, but the only hinder is the age. And one of them, she's actually really old. For her, she's 40, and this guy is 26.
What?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
But
No,
if I tell you what this
different.
guy does, you know, I'll be putting her out there, and that is not something I do. The guy is established more than her. She works in the bank, but this guy is business. He has his own business, and he's more established than her. But the biggest hinder she has, and the criticism she gets from her friends, is the age.
So
How
what would
can
you
you
advise
date?
her?
Now, when she came to me, I didn't advise her, because I don't advise. I guide you. So what I told her is, what do you want? Is it these people you want who are criticizing you, or you want this guy who's taking care of you, even if the age difference is a bit big? And she chose.
The man.
She chose the man, and she's happy.
Of course.
She's happy. And I'll tell you one thing, guys. She's 40, but she's expecting. Yes.
Yeah, she can.
She's 4 months now.
Me.
So it's possible. Sometimes people say, oh, that is the age of menopause. That is, how can a menopause woman date a young? It is possible.
So Joyce, in short, you're telling me that I should be patient,
Yes. Your person.
and I should
there.
actually get ready to marry a person who is 26.
It's not like I'm saying a person who is 26, but when you get someone who is committed, you see, the things we look for in love when you're on the outside is, oh, I want a guy who has a Benz, I want a guy who has money, but when you get someone who may not have all these things but is committed to you, you know, he's willing to take care of you even if he doesn't have much. Honestly, you give it a shot. Everything is about trying.
Nedda. Awo kucha commitment ngate kuri sent. I will stick. I'm not with you.
Because
Commitment
now this is
ingate
where the
kuri
problem
sente,
is.
yeah?
We're not sure
Sente
why you're gonna
chikachi
send
zoyagala.
it.
You see, when it comes to women these days, they say they want enough money. There's nothing like enough money. Ochitege, you have this guy, maybe he's just trying out life. By the time you fell in love with him, what was your agenda, please? First tell me.
Okay, there's one thing about me nowadays. First of all, I don't fall in love. And thank you for teaching me that. Like I'll put a
How
fence.
did I teach you?
You date
No,
potential
yes.
and not
I put a
love.
fence
Yeah.
in between me.
That's
A boundary.
Yes.
You date potential. We
Exactly.
Don't date
So I might be there talking to you and everything, but hello. I was telling somebody the other day that I don't cry for a man anymore. And then he was like, how? You have
Why
trauma.
would
I
you
don't
cry?
have trauma.
No, why
But
would you
I
cry?
understand myself.
Trauma is good. Trauma is
It's a
good.
lesson, you know.
I keep saying trauma reminds you of who you are.
Exactly.
When you have trauma or people shouting at you, you can never allow people to shout at you, because when someone tries to shout at you, you
you're
put them out.
activated.
You tell them out. But when you keep hiding that trauma and sitting on it and never accepting you have it, that is where the biggest problem is. If you need help with your traumas, please come to me. Your point.
Yes, we need to know from you.
Okay,
Your
what do you
opinion.
think about
What's
it?
your opinion?
Now, to begin with, I don't want you to feel like you're actually alert at any one point in life. When you came to UAE, let's say 8 or 6 years ago, did you know you would be here today?
No.
Did you know you would have what you have today? Now, the same way you did not know you would have that is the same way I see life and relationships. Trust me, with growth, there are challenges.
Yeah.
Men look like they actually become less, the caring ones, the supportive ones. But in reality, the same way you've been chasing your goals, there are men that are also chasing goals like you.
Yeah.
You will find men that are actually older than you and literally as good for you. Trust me, your timing will come.
And
Do
everybody, not me
chase.
alone.
Exactly, like
Everyone
everyone's.
has that timing.
I believe in this, and I don't chase anything. Anything in this world that I have to chase is not for me.
It comes back to what
That
I
is it.
always say, that you
It's not
don't
for me.
run, you walk.
Exactly. If it doesn't come to me easily, it's not for me.
Okay, just there. Would you date? Would you actually get married to a person who is broke?
No, why would I? No, look, I know I love nice things. I didn't grow up broke. And if I'm being honest with you, I've built a man. No, I did. I was 21. I was in nursing school. I dated a man. Like, I did 4 years with this guy. I supported him. I took him up there. And then guess what? He married someone else. And then he came to me and told me, he had the audacity to tell me that he loves me as well. And he will also marry me after marrying her. You know? Now, when you look at it properly, I took time to look at this woman to see her. We kind of looked the same. I was just younger and she was a bit older. She had made a bit more money than I had at that time. And I think she was a bit more desperate and more speedy. You know, she was like 28 and she was kind of getting there. So now that experience, that is my first business. I lost my first business over this guy. I helped him parent, guys, and I never got back a penny. Now, from that day, I do not build a man. If I'm going to build you, I have to find you at least at the beam. You know what I mean? Like, you've not yet roofed.
Or you have to be married, because when you're married, it's a different thing. You know?
Even if we're not married, I'm telling you, if I'm dating you out here and you are not contributing to my growth, and I feel like potential-wise, I don't see it in you, no, I'm not dating you. Like, I don't want to waste your time and mine.
I actually,
Period.
just on that point, Joyce, currently there are actually men, okay, and I've gotten one, you know. Sometimes when you speak about this experience, I don't care how a person is gonna take this information, but when you speak about these experiences, somebody else is going to learn out there. They're actually boys. I don't call them men, because those are boys. There are boys out there who would just look at her, okay, say she's very beautiful, she's established, she has her own money, and then they will come in the name of love. Now, they are so Yahoo. Do you understand the word Yahoo?
Yeah, I got you.
They literally have your time. And you know, like, for us, people who are abroad, we're so emotional. So we need that emotional support.
I don't have time.
So, okay, so they will come to you, pretend that they actually love you, you understand? And before you know it, you feel like maybe you're falling in love with them, like for real love, but they are not serious about it, you know.
They just
And
have
you know,
time.
do you know the worst part? I never knew about this, Joyce. Why was I so naive? They can actually marry you.
No, they do it a lot. They can marry
Because
you
they're
for 4 years. It
benefiting.
could even
Sometimes
take 10 years.
They'll marry you because you have a house and they need a place to stay. You're taking care of the
You
bills.
don't do this.
Like she said,
No, we don't
you
do
are
this again.
building him,
Girl,
so
we
he
ain't
will
doing this
marry you.
anymore. Now, I'm telling you this, take it from me today. I'm a very good girl. Yes, I can be bad and bougie. I can be a nurse. I can be a body nurse. But I'm telling you this from my mouth. I don't care what people are going to say out there. I choose myself. And if I'm choosing myself, one, people who keep texting you like all the time, they have so much time to keep texting you, hi, how are you, what are you doing, you just understand this person doesn't need your time.
Oh, I love
Your
you.
time is
No,
expensive.
that's true.
No, that's true. There is no man who is working out there who is going to message you all day. There is nothing you're talking about today and yesterday the whole day. There is nothing.
But my
You know?
biggest
No,
problem.
there is nothing.
No, it's not fair.
So you are not aligning with this boy at
Yeah.
all.
My biggest problem is one.
Mm.
From the beginning, how do you get to know these people?
No,
it's
clear.
One of the
It's very clear.
One of the thing is the time they have.
They have
So much time on their
Exactly.
fingers. You
There
know.
is no one working that has so much time like that. No, it doesn't
The
work.
second thing is some of them are it's just obvious.
The
They want to
excitement.
do too much
So quickly.
You know?
So quickly.
Kazije kurabeko.
No, have you
Wetujja
seen?
kukuza yakola visa. Can you
I'd
call it the
say-
passport or jinko then?
No, at all, Abai. You're even talking about the younger ones.
Mm.
Now we're also looking at these Ugandan men in UAE
Yeah.
who love bomb you and then they start lying about things they have.
Mm.
Atandikira natatuko kwesoma. I'm going to give you ngenda kuwa like I'm going to send you. Oh, how much is your rent? I'm going to send you 20k. Mukwana, no. If I don't see the money, we're not talking. We have nothing to talk about.
Just
Period.
there, let's talk about relationship in UAE.
Mm.
Joyce, you've been successful married in the UAE for over how many years now? It's like 5 years. Congratulations. But what advice would you give someone who is in the UAE? Because it is spread out there by everyone that there's no marriage in the UAE. Like nobody gets married, and it actually states at a point in time. I was saying that people should stop doing marriages at Impombo.
So for me, first of all, I'll comment on that, but I just want to make it very clear. I didn't get married in the UAE.
Yeah.
Me and my husband know each other almost for 16 years, right? We dated in high school, but
Wow.
life happened. We moved on, separate ways. But when we got back together in 2010, he traveled here, he proposed, and he went back to Uganda. We planned our marriage and got married. And the thing that I learned from my experience when I got married was everything was about the two of us.
Yeah.
We planned our kuchala together, no contribution. It was just the two of us financially.
Wow.
Our wedding, same thing.
By
Now,
the way, you told me
that's very
about
good.
one story I remembered. You told me how he came to how he brought you to UAE, and you know.
No,
I
he
remember
tried. No,
Yeah.
remember me? I've been here already from
Yeah, so
2016,
he
right?
came here.
So he proposed. This is the story. He proposed to me on WhatsApp, and I told him, "No, you can't propose to me on WhatsApp.
Wow.
If you really love me, you have to fly here in the UAE." So that time he was
Exactly.
that time he was working in Uganda, and he said, "Oh, are you daring me? And I know you're the dare queen." I was like, "Yeah, I'm daring you." So he actually flew here, and yeah, we got married. He engaged me at Height, Regis Height.
Wow.
Yes, in
That's
Jumeirah.
good.
And it for me, that was like, first of all, that is the thing that I want to talk to Ashley about. When someone takes that bold step, to show a commitment that, you know what, I've chosen you, and I'm going to accept a challenge, because some men don't want challenges. For me, that is one thing I love about my husband. He loves challenges.
Because
Okay.
he's self-aware. That's
Some
it.
men don't like
He's
challenges.
confident.
You challenge him, kati oyane unenye,
Ugandan men,
you know?
agambo muvumye. Oh, you get up. Like,
So-
trust me.
Your partner has to be able to understand what you want from the beginning and honor it. Like I told my husband, I don't want a granule wedding. I want a wedding where it is family, it's friends, at least the biggest should be maybe 50 people.
Wow.
And that is what we had.
Oh, that's
And
great.
and it was beautiful, because the
Wow.
most important thing is staying married. It's not
Yeah.
about showing off and showing people, "Oh, I
Exactly.
wore a very big
It's just
gown,"
between
and
you two.
Yeah.
That's
because
it.
that's what happens with people. They want to invest so much.
To prove a point.
The
Yes.
man gets trained, you get trained, then you fight over who's paying the loan, and then before you know
no.
it, the marriage doesn't work. So some things to look out for if you're getting married, even in the UAE, because it's become affordable to get married here. It's just make sure it is love. Beyond the marriage, just love each other first.
But you know what I said before, I said like if I'm gonna get a partner, maybe I'm not gonna allow to do any marriage in the UAE.
It has to be
Okay.
home.
This person has to go home, because I feel
You
like
have to do-
we have made ourselves so accessible.
Yes.
You know, and
Yeah.
we put our standards so low and make it easy for people, you
To
know.
play.
Yeah, so like you allow someone, and like, okay, we're just going to do a nikah, but sit down, you know, something like that.
You have to
So
go
for
home.
me, I feel like now you understand when I tell you that I've really grown in mind.
No, you've grown.
Yeah. So like for me, that is
You
my
have.
this is me right now. Like I can't do any kind of nikah, I don't know, in my home or Mpombo or whatever place. I can't do that anymore. I feel like I've reached that point where I know my value, okay? I know what I put on the table. be it money or be it my my common
There's
sense.
nothing you put on the
Yeah.
table, Ashley. You are the table.
Yeah, I'm the table. Like I
Exactly.
know myself. Like I know.
That's the point.
I don't put anything on the
You
table,
are
bro.
the
I am the
table.
table.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Because you have built your own table. You know,
Girl,
that's why you
I
eat
am-
the way you want. You know?
Girl, I am
So-
everything. You know.
But when we look at it, what do you think? Like, what is it that is actually wrong that people do for them not to be together? Like currently in the UAE, yeah.
Now, one of the first weaknesses I see with people is because most people do not come from like the same kind of backgrounds. You see, like back home, it's a bit easy to trace someone's home. It's a bit easier than it is here.
Okay.
You see, like if you're in Uganda, let's say for example, and then someone is trying to date you, sometimes you will kind of have mutuals, or you
Yes.
could easily go where they
Yeah.
work. You could kind of trace a family.
Mm.
When they're here, people can lie about being married home.
Mm.
They can hide it, and how are you going to know?
True.
You're only with this person here. You don't know their
Mm.
friends, you don't know their family. So many men even lie about not having marriages back home.
I agree.
That's the first thing.
You think
Then-
so?
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
it
lie.
happened
They hide it
recently.
a lot.
Mm.
Because this is not
Someone
even just
I
with
know.
Ugandans. It's not just with Ugandans.
She has been
even
with
other
this guy for
nationalities.
3 years. They were planning to get married, and she posted the guy somehow on WhatsApp, and then when one of her friends saw the guy and is like, hey, you mommy wabulijjo. She's like, hey, tujja na Uganda tugenda kujja mwezi gujja tulitegeka mikolo. Nagamba ye musajja nga mufumbo.
You know?
Now this
And
one, this
3 years, bro. 3 years.
This one I only knew it when it comes to Nigerians.
No,
like most
it's
of
even
no,
with others.
yeah, like most
Yeah.
of my Nigerian friends would tell me like I've been dating this Ugandan girl, but she was already married in Uganda. So I thought it only happens like that. I never knew that even Uganda.
No, it's so much. Ugandans do it a lot. So many girls have met, like the in bed space, for example. When I used to stay in Ariga, you would see girls literally doing wife duties. Like she even does 50-50. She helps paying a partition, she cooks and all this stuff. Only to discover later, this guy actually is married home. He has kids, he has hidden them. So that's one of the first mistakes I think we have. And,
And the
it's hard
money
to
you're
correct
saving
it.
him is money going to his family.
Then we have so we have a second one. Now the fact that people rush and assume because they feel like they're growing. Now I want
Desperation,
people
right?
to understand something about changes in life right now. So when our parents were younger, this is something we have to accept, take it or leave it. So our parents grew up in a generation where most of them didn't go to school.
Yeah.
So their life activities, their life cycle, everything was kind of different.
Yeah.
So your mom got married, let's say at 13. She wasn't going to school, she was just home. Now your dad married your mom at 16. That is the order of, of that time. Right now we are looking at a generation where a 16-year-old is in senior 4. A 13-year-old is in P7. So it means by the time you're done with school, if we look at it properly, you're going to qualify for school when you're like maybe 23, 25.
Yeah, 25.
So already 23, 25, you are living the lifespan they used to give us of, I hear 26 should be the best age to give birth.
Exactly.
So you are already living that, because if you get out at 25, you have to find a job. So most likely you're going to settle when you're like 28.
Because you first want to build your career.
Exactly. So 28 is when you get out. This poor guy, if we look at established boys, if we are being realistic here, a guy will hustle. If he gets out with school like you, most times at 30, this boy has bought, let's say, land. Then at maybe 32, these people have started to get a bit of money, like stable money. So at around 35 is usually the best age for a guy to consider marriage. This is what I would say, according to the cycle we have now. So for a lady, most times you'd consider around, maybe from around also 30, because when you look at the development of a brain as well, after 30, most times you're very developed.
Yeah.
A few people made it out even after being married earlier, but the majority, given the kind of circumstances we live with, they're not making it.
So I was
So
asking,
we don't have to rush.
Okay, I was actually watching one of the podcasts. You were actually sitting on it.
Okay.
And then first of all, I don't know, sometimes I don't understand why is it that the whole trend of the UAE as a setup, it is always about Ugandans. Like literally every person who is doing like a podcast, okay, for them to go, I think to go viral,
trend.
they have to speak about Uganda. Like it's always about Uganda. And this person made a very, very annoying comment. He said that all the girls who are in the UAE, actually they come here when they have kids.
one of the podcasters.
Yeah.
It's
No.
still a mindset.
Yeah.
I said it's still a mindset.
So I was thinking that maybe that's one of the reasons why
People
that it hinders relationships.
No,
No, it doesn't.
Now, I'll say something about one with the podcast and all. So, one of the first problems I think that happened with the podcast, we had one Ugandan who was bashing Ugandans, who was actually defaming the country. She said so many wrong things that, you know, the information she was putting out was actually not right.
Yeah.
Something I came for and I was not comfortable with, because as a Ugandan who doesn't even have a child out here, so if I'm here, it means they're more like me here.
It's
Yeah.
what I've said before.
And
I moved here and I didn't
with
have
no
a child.
child.
you
So
know?
also, secondly, yes, I understand some Ugandan girls sometimes are misunderstood.
Yeah.
We are thought to be naive because people are so kind, people are
Yeah.
so nice,
They're
people are so
humble
warm and
and-
humble. You know, there is a thin line between humility
Yeah.
and naivety.
Yeah.
Now, I still go on to tell Ugandan girls, I think on this very platform, I will beg, I continue to beg. Now, I understand you're free to choose whoever you want to date, but please be very conscious and be very selfish with yourself.
Exactly.
You're very endowed,
Very-
you're very
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yes.
you are some of the most rare species in the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In this generation, you do not find girls like you cheaply.
with the
So,
whole discipline.
You do not. It is
Yeah.
very hard.
Discipline.
Yeah.
They're beautiful
beauty,
and natural. They're real.
Naturally
Endowed.
carved.
That's what I'm saying.
How?
No, you
know?
cannot.
And
Look at Africa. Let us be realistic here. If we look at Africa and we are trying to rank girls that are naturally like built well, do you realize there is only one country that tries to beat Ghana, and that is going to be South Africa? But South Africa, on the contrary, kind of doesn't have the same warm girls. That discipline, like
We
they
are
don't come
warm,
up the
that's
same.
the word.
Now, Ugandan girls are well packaged. Your auntie takes time to train you. Now, all these things are values you should trade. You are not going to give all this away just like that. You have value. You should attach value to yourself. I have seen people who find me and then they're like, oh my God, like, you know, you, the way you receive them, and then you're like,
Yeah.
but this is just how we are as Ugandans.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, people are training to be like you.
Yeah.
But you abandon that like
and
that.
then the whole
So
idea.
it was just wrong. I think
Yeah.
it was
I've
just
had
because
some
of the
people
wrong
actually
perception.
say, "Oh, at first when I met you, I thought you were faking it because you were so warm, you were so
it's
jolly."
just you.
Yeah.
And then they realize that is who you are.
That's
That is
how
how
you-
you
it's just how we
women
are.
That's
Yeah.
how even
You're-
the men,
you're a
by the
natural.
way, you know.
Yeah.
And you're a natural
Yeah.
at it, like
Yeah.
it's just us.
It's just ours, and it's something you can't actually run
Oh.
away from.
And by the way, something else I would say about those podcasts. Now, I personally, I for one, I would say this out here because I'm sure so many people are viewing this. Now, I for one took it on myself. I report every account, every content creator's account that is trying to defend Ugandans. Because I came to a point whereby walking out there and saying I'm Ugandan takes me so much strength because I
Yeah.
have to prove,
Yeah.
like to disapprove people.
Yeah.
They say we are so cheap. And then I'm just thinking, okay, so if you say we're so cheap, how come I've not seen one of those Nigerians who can pay for my apartment of 50,000? Like, if we are cheap, I cannot see someone paying it for me. If we are cheap, I don't see anyone giving me at least 6K per month. So how come? So you call us cheap, but
Yeah.
you cannot give me that. So I took it for one because mentally I cannot have to strive. You know, I'm already struggling to. We have to get money.
Yeah.
Right? So you're struggling to belong at work. You are struggling to grow career-wise. You are the world is loud for you, and then now I have to look at, you know, endless interviews of these
Yeah.
content creators because they're trying to create.
Exactly.
I don't care your intentions. As far as I know, if you host someone and on your podcast they're going to defame Ugandans, Ugandan girls,
Yeah.
whatever you're going to say, I am reporting you on e-crime. This is UAE.
Exactly.
The law works, and they're coming for that account.
Yes.
That's it.
It's a very hot conversation
And
It's
here.
simple.
it goes to everyone.
Yeah, it
If
is
you
very
see
simple.
it out there.
Even
take-
if you're Ugandan and
action.
you take part in that, I'm sorry, we are reporting the page and they're coming for it. This is UAE.
It's a very
Simple.
hot conversation here.
It's
In
simple.
case you're tuning in, this is
It's
UAE
simple.
Snap. This is UAE Snap, and we were talking about Ugandans being defamed on social media by a lot of other people who are doing podcasts. we are urging people who are doing podcasts from different nationalities, kindly use your own content. There is no need for to keep us in your conversations. We don't need you to promote
Because
us
we don't
because
treat people
we
like
have
that,
promoted
you know?
ourselves enough, by the way, and we're doing super good. Okay, in case you don't know, like our community is one of the with one of the fastest growing community with over 300,000 very good disciplined, working very nicely, and good jobs, and it's improving daily by daily. We have a lot of people who are doing business, a lot of people who are doing good jobs. So please respect our community. Watch out, usually snap. So back to you,
I know. Serious, but I
Joyce.
know.
Joyce, the world currently is toxic. Literally everyone is sick. Believe me or not, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I think I ever told you. I feel like every person you see on social media making a lot of noise is sick. You understand? In your own words, can you explain trauma? Because maybe if you explain, somebody seated out there, having the fact you have experienced, this is what you do, maybe someone would understand that, I'm sick. I need to go to the. Remember those things you used to give us so we'd feel? Like, are you doing this? Is your head paining?
Oh my God, thank you so much for bringing that, because today we actually had a really beautiful topic on that. And I just want to say trauma is real, to be honest, guys. I got certified as a mental health first aider in 2023, and it's been an honor really working with so many people in diaspora here in the UAE and all over the world in terms of supporting them on their trauma, self-management before it gets into depression, because depression is also real. Now, the thing about us Africans, I'm not going to say Ugandans, I'm going to be very specific. Africans, we feel we have the mental muscle of sustaining everything that comes our way. And sometimes we forget that we have traumas from childhood, you know. For example, if you've grown up in an environment where you had maybe a stepmother and she always pushed you around in making you feel like you are less of who you are, you reach out here, and when you are done the same thing at your workplace, you feel like that is who you are. I am nothing. You find someone telling you, I am nothing. You ask them, why do you think you're nothing? And they tell you, I am nothing because my stepmother told me I am nothing.
Okay.
That is trauma, because that person doesn't have control over you. You see? The thing about trauma is sometimes we accept the control. We accept that those people still have control over us. That stepmother, or let me leave the stepmother because there are really some amazing stepmothers.
They're very good
yeah.
ones, yeah.
Let me use, for example, a trauma that you've had with bullying. You see, let me use the word bullying because anyone can bully you, right?
Yeah.
So someone bullies you into feeling like you are nothing. You think you are a doctor. Africans are fake doctors.
Yeah.
You went and did all these qualifications and you are a certified doctor, you are qualified, but because you also have that imposter syndrome, that doubt of who you are as a person, you start believing it.
Okay.
Now, the believing is where the trauma starts from. When you accept what Ashley is throwing at you, it's something that I keep saying, that you have resilience. People don't have resilience.
Yes.
Ashley has gone through a lot. The truth are not the truth. It's not our place to say it's the truth.
Yeah.
The truth are not the truth.
Yeah.
But she's still standing.
Yeah.
If she didn't have the resilience, that mental muscle of accepting, you know what? When someone calls me this, I know I am this.
Yeah.
When someone says that I am not confident, I know I am confident. Even when I look at myself in the mirror, I am confident.
Hey, like there's this thing they always throw on me that I'm very ugly,
Right.
Yeah, that I'm very ugly.
Please.
I know recently I was speaking to my friend called Prim. She was like, Ashley, you're so beautiful. I was like, but Prim, they've always made me believe I'm ugly.
Now, you see, you have the trauma
I'm saying
of
like
having
they've always
believed. You see,
Yeah.
you still have that belief of what they said. So when someone brings it, instead of the first thing saying, thank you, Prima, the first thing you tell them is what the other person...
No. Don't get it wrong.
Ashley,
For me, I don't believe it. That she told me.
I know you don't believe it. Because I said one of the healing factors, I think I mentioned this in the beginning, one of the healing factors is accepting your trauma. every time you suppress your trauma, you know, of what someone said about you before, you suppress it, it means you will never live beyond it.
Okay.
But when you accept that, you know what, that girl said that I'm ugly, but I know I'm not. And when someone comes and says, by the way, you're beautiful, and the first thing you say, you know, the other girl, she actually said I'm ugly, but thank
Yeah.
you. So it's you accepting that the
Yeah.
other person called you what you are not, because you are not.
So just
So-
there, how does trauma now goes into a depression?
Trauma goes into depression when you don't get support to heal. Because you see, when it comes to trauma, it's depth. We can go hours on this, you know. It is depth that it is in us. It is in our head. And every time you experience that situation, it comes back. But when you let me give an example of ice. Ice melts slowly, right?
Yeah.
Now, some people have trauma, they immediately they get someone to support them. For example, someone comes to me and they are seeking support to help them get
Yeah.
rid of, I want to get rid of this trauma. They want it immediately.
Yeah.
But they don't know that we have to go through phases of
Yeah.
why is that trauma there? Why
Because
do you
it takes time
accept
to also build. So you need time to, to break
to
it.
get rid, to break
Yeah.
it. That's why for me, I keep telling people I don't work with someone for a one-on-one session, just a one-on-one, that is it. I work on 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months because I want to see change. I want to
Change.
see you grow through that situation. Through, did you hear the word through? That is how trauma is. You grow through trauma and get back to who you are.
Another question, Joyce. So most people actually say that one of the healing of depression, like now we're going to healings. One of the healings, I think we need you for another day for
Yeah,
this.
we'll have a session for this one.
So like someone was saying that if someone comes out and speaks about what is hurting them, like in public,
that
okay,
is the beginning
that
of
is
healing.
is beginning of healing.
It's the beginning of healing. That's why I keep telling people never be shy to speak about what you went through. Because every time you speak about what you went through, you realize you've not gone through it alone. There are people who have gone through the same thing you've gone through. So you start understanding that, you know what, I actually thought I was special, that I was in a relationship with a guy who used to hit me. You start learning that, you know what, even Samantha, she's having a guy who is, because Samantha's also shared with you, because you shared with her. So you start healing. You
And
start
she may even be worse.
it helps you to heal because now Samantha is telling you something you're going through.
Yeah.
And maybe Samantha's is even worse, you know. She has lost pregnancies because maybe this guy has been kicking her around. And now for you, it was just one blow. So when Samantha tells you her story, you start feeling like, okay, you know what? I thought I had the worst problem. I have now to also support Samantha, you
Yeah.
know. And that is how I built my community of the women that I work with, which is basically really confidential. We don't go out there. I can share their stories, but don't mention names and all that because they're okay with it. So what I'm trying to say is sometimes find communities, you know, of people who are going through what you're going through, because it really helps to have accountability of going through things with someone else who has gone through it and healing together.
Yeah. Joyce, I wanted to tell you something. Don't you feel like sometimes people who have trauma and maybe it has gone up to depression are selfish?
Sometimes
Okay,
I'll be honest with you, it is okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a situation that like me, when I see something or I see a story trending, okay, I look at both sides, okay, because I am one person who likes to be analytic, you know. So I went through trauma when my mom died, you know. It's something I had to learn to live with. However much I was trying to get away with it, I would cry literally every day. I never accepted that she was dead because I had so much hopes in her. So over the time, I started hating everyone around me. When I talk about me, it's my family, you know. I would feel like every time someone speaks about something, they're either hating on me, you know. And then I found myself like I am the only person standing alone. And I would wonder why is that my aunt would love my other sisters and not me, you know. But then in 2020, I woke up one day because I was crying, and then I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm done with this. Like, what am I doing to myself? Like, every time you find me writing, you know, a story about my mother, you know, because, you know, writing heals me. I would write on the WhatsApp status. And I remember one time my cousin said, you think you're the only person who has lost a mother, you know? And I'm going to tell you why I'm telling you this. So and then I was like, wow, this is, you know, I felt bad, you know. But now that I'm thinking about it, that because now I'm completely healed, you know, I feel like she had a point. And then my other cousin actually told me, what do you mean? Our mother has been your mother all her life. She's raised you. And yes, she did. So I felt like, okay, I was so selfish on this woman who actually educated me even after my mother died, you know. Though she was teaching me, so every time she would do things, I feel like maybe she's just hurting me. Why is she only telling me? Why is she? You get my point. So I ended up killing myself and killing my relationship with everyone around me. Now brings back to the topic where was a trending story on TikTok. A young girl came out and we all cried when she said she was raped, you know, by her stepfather. Okay, that's a very, very weird activity, and please be mindful with your kids out there. But then I was looking at the sisters who are now being attacked on social media, you know, and you know, when you look at their past life, they had a very beautiful life, you know. It shows you that yes, regardless of her saying that they're actually not supporting her, but I feel like she's not feeling the support. But again, is she feeling their pain?
You know why when you said when people are going trauma or depression, they become selfish, and I said it's okay. Because at that point of time, that is how you feel, and you're entitled to how you feel.
Okay.
Actually, you wouldn't have failed if you didn't do what you did. If you
Exactly.
didn't write, because you see people heal differently. Someone else will heal. For me, I healed from my narcissist partner before by speaking about it and building the community I have now with people who have gone through what I've gone through. So people heal differently. Then someone like you're healing through writing, and someone out there is looking at you and saying, but everyone is healing differently. I have a friend up to now, 2 years now, she posts the person she lost every single day on her status. And at some point, every date that my big sister passed away, July 20th, and every date that my baby sister passed away, when it reaches, I am not me. I'm not me when that day comes. I don't know, I just switch off.
Yeah.
You understand? So for me, I'm not mourning her every day because I chose to pray for her instead of mourning her. I chose to pray for her every single day. Now, someone else is choosing to post them because that is how they are healing.
Yeah.
And then you judge them. Why are you posting her? She went, she left. So everyone heals differently, and that is how people look at you, that you're selfish. You cut off people, because
So,
that
like,
is you healing.
Yeah. So like with these sisters right now, however much I'm so sure even then.
I've seen that story actually, and
yeah.
I'll be honest with you, that is her healing.
So if you're
I'll be-
advising the sisters right now, what would you say? Nothing.
The one thing I can say is to her, is to that girl, she's healing.
She's healing.
Because she has bottomed it for a very long
very
time.
long-
Yeah.
Imagine you're being raped starting from, is it 11 or 15?
Yeah.
That is you keeping a secret. That is sacred. It was sacred to her and maybe her partner, because she says she shared it with her husband. So it is you keeping something. By the time you come out, that is now how you're healing. That is her healing
Her
process.
journey.
So how her sisters take it,
No, that's
No,
they
that's
will come around.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
will
like
come
that's
around.
them.
No, they will come around. Trust me.
Not her.
Keep watching this space. For me, it's you know, I discussed this even with that group. I
Yeah,
took the story
yeah.
there, and they were like, we all heal differently.
Yeah.
People are judging that girl. How can she bring her family on social media? How can but how would even some people learn? Now some people are becoming more conscious about the people they bring around their children.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah, we're learning. Yeah.
Yes, because there you are, you get a partner. For example, Ashley, you get another partner.
Yeah.
You have to be conscious about your
Of
daughter.
course, yeah.
You see?
Mm.
So things, and I
Exactly.
remember even we had this conversation, remember, when I was like, you see, you're married, but how is it with your daughter? How is the relationship with your daughter? You see? So sometimes it's the consciousness.
Yeah.
If you don't have the consciousness around the people around you, you lose it. You lose the relationship with your child because you don't know what they are doing to your child.
Yeah, you may actually not listen to your child. You may believe them even over your child. Yeah, but I think personally, what I would always say, Ashley, is the same statement I always repeat. Do not feel selfish for choosing yourself.
That is it.
Choose yourself at all costs.
Yeah.
Those people feeling like you were being selfish, it is you. They also have points in life where they're pushing you out.
Yes.
Just because you do not maybe see, it doesn't mean that they don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, so choose yourself at any one point. If you choose to scream, you know, there are points when I used to say, I would tell that woman, I really feel bad for her sometimes because I gave her a whole 2 years of like so much stress. So I would just tell her, I feel like going to the building on top and I want to just scream, but I'm in Dubai, I cannot. But it is me. It is what I feel like
It's how
doing.
you're
It
feeling.
is me.
Yeah.
You know?
Let it. You
I
don't
want
let
to, it is me, you know. So choose yourself, and that is what matters.
That is it.
Trust me, you have one life.
And
You
gotta
are
live
not
it.
going to live this again. So whatever you do, as long as it makes you feel good with yourself, I'm telling you, do it.
We made a
It is okay.
decision, me and my husband, and I hope you make the same decision. And anyone out there who's watching, if you're married or not married, I told my husband, I'll choose me first. Always.
That's it.
You told me
He
about that,
knows
and
that.
I was like,
No, that's
Joyce, you know, there's a time you remember
That's
you were telling me that you're actually coming to Dubai, and your husband is not coming.
Yes,
And
and
then
he
I was
came
like,
after.
how are you actually, you know, like that's why every time I'm like, you're not actually giving enough to the community out there. Because I feel like you can be like, you know, this Bahati. You and your husband should have a podcast.
My husband is not into the live life, like social
You
media.
should teach people about this because, like, the way you are so independent, you know, when it comes to, you know, marriage and, you know, and then your husband is so cool, actually. Like, so
You
cool.
see, the thing is,
Like,
accept each other the way you are.
Positivity, you guys
Accept
are
each other the way you are.
positive. And I tell you one thing, Joyce is this kind of a person who cares about everyone around them.
Yes.
Like
I do my best.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's no single day she's never called me gorgeous.
Okay.
Like she calls you say, "Hey, gorgeous." Like she's that person who will remember you even in the last minute of your life. She'll send you a paper and she's like, "Please, can you check yourself?" I'm like, okay. I'm like,
Please don't send
I
me
think
that one.
I should do that more often. No,
Yeah.
it's good to
from
self-check
nowhere
yourself.
she'll send you like
good.
she'll
Oh
send
my
you-
god.
she'll send you a link and send you, can you please join this, we have this.
Now
And
that
then
I know you, I'm going to start
she'll
inviting
also be
you.
inviting you.
Because
I knew
normally,
it,
and I want to put it out there, you
Yeah.
know, and I think I'll be sending Ashley to also share with the community. So I'm part of a well-being organization called Quantum B, and it's all about well-being. Well-being is how you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And I keep saying well-being is that it should be a lifestyle. You
Yes.
shouldn't just wake up in the morning and say, oh, you know, today I'm going to feel good about myself. And then tomorrow I'm going to feel like I don't love who I am.
Yeah.
It should be a lifestyle that you take care of yourself, that you dress up nice, you
Yeah.
smell good,
Yes.
you show up for yourself 100%, you
Yeah.
know? So this well-being organization, we started it up in UAE with some ladies from Britain, the two of them. And we keep having free sessions on well-being, talking about mental well-being, speaking about the mental muscle, you know, how you can build it, talking about the things we are speaking about right now, how do you manage stress, you
Yes.
know? And emotional regulation. Some of you don't know how to regulate your emotions. You want to react to everything. I have an opinion.
Yeah.
You know, so we teach these things, and we go into meditation, we go into yoga session,
Yeah.
and online, you know,
Yes.
and it's free.
Yeah, we've always done
Yes,
that.
so sometimes I send Ashley links and all the people around me, because I feel why should I only send it to the people who are in the UAE and people who are in the United States of America, and we also need it as
exactly.
Ugandans.
And that's the reason why when you're choosing your friends, you need to choose them wisely, you know. I've said before that I have made wrong people in my life before, like I've made wrong friends in my life. And to me, 2020 from 2025, like it's been like so intentional when I'm choosing my friends and everything. And trust me, if you start that journey, which is personal growth and self-love, you're going to love yourself. You know, people, most of them are like, you know, when they find me or they see me, they're like, oh my god, you're so strong, like how do you do it? Oh my god, it's a whole lot of work. You don't think just for me to come out and sit here, it's just a normal thing with all the kind of drama that happens in my life. Or how does she handle it? Like, I think nobody has ever seen me on a live video, you know, talking stuff. It's not because I can't talk. Literally, I'm a very good speaker. Ndimukazi Muswahili, it's all okuyomba. But every time every time you see yourself, you're like, you know, I have somebody like Joyce who is actually watching me out. So whenever like Joyce sees something, she will tell us, keep quiet. You understand? So
yeah,
like,
because you can't react to everything, guys. I just want to say you can't react to everything.
Yes,
some things are not worth it. They're not worth your energy.
Yeah. Just last question before we give ourselves like words of wisdom. Joyce, do you think like Africans are doing enough, okay, to help when it comes to mental health? But I've seen like she's also like so good with mental health.
Yeah, but I'm a nurse.
But she's also taking good care of herself.
A
nurse.
No, to begin with, I'm a nurse. So we do psychology. We do mental health as a whole unit.
Oh, really?
Because we deal with people daily. Now, one of the things you have to understand when you meet healthcare workers, as you lie to us, we know.
Wow.
But we are not supposed to force you to come out sometimes.
Okay.
Now, I will screen a patient. When I assess a patient, I'll say, can I please take your blood pressure? The first thing is, when you say no, I'm already trying to think, this person is either having high blood pressure, they don't want us to talk about it, or this person is ignorant about the benefits, or I'm already thinking this person is going to be a problem patient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at you in three aspects. Then I will go on, as I sit with you and take a bit of history from you, as sometimes I note, or I have a tablet, or you know, whatever documentation method I'm using. I'm going to assess you. Like, you'll talk to me, I will watch your body language. You know, communication is not
it's
100% going to be words, right? So I'll be like, oh, so how are you today? You know, as a Ugandan, of course we greet. So I'll be like, oh, hi, how are you? How are you today? And as I smile and look at you, I'm assessing you. Now you will say, no, I'm okay, but I can see you. And now, unfortunately, because I've worked with, I've also now gone into the skin side. I can even read you just from how your skin looks, and I start thinking, I think this person is not hydrated. This person, you know what I mean? And then when I take, okay, so there are two things. When I take your vital observations, come on, it's going to be blood pressure, heart rate, and all this stuff.
She was telling me that there are things they drink, like vitamins.
Yeah, because I know, like, if you know the backbone of your skin, then you know what exactly you need. That's why I was telling you, I don't trust most of our skincare providers back home, because these people are just making money. People are mixing whatever they find.
Someone sells shea butter, and it's
exactly
all full of chemicals.
And
that's why I make my own.
So, like, this is something I still, and the standards, no one is checking those things. People are just buying whatever they find. Now, someone doesn't even know the half-life of what they're selling. Imagine you're going to someone who stopped in, let's say, P7, it's okay, but then they don't even know the chemistry of the compounds they're mixing, and you are putting this on your skin.
And they have made money out of it.
You got me, because people are choosing to let them do this to them.
People just want to be bachota.
Yeah, but then do it the right way. If you must do it, do it the healthy way, because they're healthy roots. Look, if there is nothing in your skin, in your skincare routine today, that did not exist 10 years ago. You know, there are standards. Dermatologists have so many books that they have to read, and then meaning this means that there is a treatment for every single problem.
Okay.
So you just have to focus on that and then just do it the right way, so at least you don't, go the other side. But coming back to this, so the moment I take your blood pressure, for example, if I see your heart rate is high, it's like I interpret it in a way. I could say this person is dehydrated.
Yeah.
I could know so many things. This person is anxious. This person is, So what?
But let me ask you something. When you're
Okay.
talking about the whole heart rate and checking for the vitals,
Okay.
can you actually find out someone's vital by, for example, what Ashley has asked in terms of the well-being, the mindset, like knowing that someone is actually going through stress or someone is
The
actually
moment I-
depressed? Can
yeah.
you really tell?
So
by
the moment I
vitals?
take your vitals, we have standard values. Like we have measurements that are standard worldwide. For example, if let's say we have a normal range and then we have an abnormal. So we'll have a low and then we have, a high. So for example, if I take your heart rate right now as an adult, you should be between 60 beats per minute to at least 100. Now, if you go beyond 100, most times you realize that even the machines become red, meaning there is something not right.
Not right.
Your
Now,
heart
the
has
moment
been
it goes
broken.
there.
Ashley.
No, actually, you know what is interesting? No, what is
Kati Baba
interesting?
Kamenyi.
So I will now usually sometimes I'll take history. Now, for example, maybe this person is actually dehydrated. Because if you're dehydrated, then your heart is going to work harder to try to meet the blood needs of a whole body.
Okay.
Then this person could be, maybe they took a coffee, things
Yeah.
like caffeine,
Yeah.
they increase the rate at which your heart works. Then I'm going to know, did you come running? Because some people are late and then they have to come
Okay.
running. Then I go on to ask, are you okay? You see eye bags, things like this. And as I
yeah.
talk to you, I look at you. You'll see someone's skin is pale.
Okay.
Someone they look like they've not slept in a while. So you're
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, are you going through something? Are you stressed? Because I'm observing you. Because 100% it's observation for us that
Okay.
kind of works for us. Yeah, so I can tell when it comes to mental health, this is one of the first things we do. Because sometimes nursing is not even about the medication we give. No, it is the
Observation.
exactly.
Now
and
that is
the
where
mental health
the answer
side.
comes in.
We look
Are
at
we
you.
doing enough?
Are we
as
doing
Africans?
enough as Africans?
Now, as Africans, I would say one, people cannot observe. Unfortunately, we come from a continent where you uploaded for handling bad things very well.
Before consuming the good ones.
you get what I'm trying to say. So the person who suffers the most, when you look at, let's say, for example, I'll give the commonest example. Women are considered wife material if they take suffering properly. If they accept to suffer.
Bro,
100%.
that's
If they accept to.
wrong.
No, I'm just giving you
No,
this
yeah.
stereotype.
Yeah, that's the
And it's
truth.
true.
That's the truth. Yeah.
So they see you as a strong woman when you are helping out with the work. You're the mother, you're the housewife, you're the chef, you are the cook. You still go to do your work.
Oh my god, that reminds
what I
me.
mean?
I was on a live the other day, and then a guy called Arafat. Arafat, this is for you. And then he said actually that for him, he feels so nice when the wife goes out, works for 16 hours, come back and cook, okay, and do everything, okay, and
I want
he
to
just
see him.
comes and eats.
I want to see
I
how
will invite
Arafat
you for
looks
his,
like.
for his live.
I'm
down
really
the day.
interested. How does Arafat look like? Was he born by a woman?
Gosh.
I really want to see his mother. Because
Yeah,
I
some
don't
men
think
are-
his
some
mother
men are
is
not
proud of
sympathetic.
him. Like how? What kind of men are those?
That's why
Yeah,
they say marry your best friend.
Wow, this has been a very good conversation. You all ladies are so super. Please, can we just have our last words?
So my last word is going to be intentional living. Live with intentionality in everything you do. If you're choosing to take care of yourself with intentionality. Keep the consistency. Not today you're living in a certain lifestyle and then tomorrow is a different lifestyle. Try and be consistent, because that is the only way you are going to also have the mental muscle to avoid all these things that come along, the stress, the depression, and yeah, love yourself. Choose you first. Yes.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll say I love God. I pray so much. So I'll say whatever religion you pray, please pray about everything, small as it is. Pray about it. My Ugandan girls, I said it earlier. Please be selfish with yourselves. You are very loved. You're very beautiful. be selfish, and lastly, focus on your growth. Focus on your career growth. Do whatever it takes to get to a better step. Marriage can find you, but first, grow your
you.
career.
And I'm gonna say only one thing. You see up on that there is something called UA Snap, and then on the last there's a bell. Subscribe, because if you wanna hear the hottest of this, you have to be only here. Thank you so much for watching. This has been so amazing.
Salama.
Thank you.